If you've been trying to concentrate and it feels like your brain just won't cooperate, if you sit down to work and 5 minutes later you're checking your phone without even realizing it, and if deep focus now feels almost impossible compared to how your mind used to work, then this video is going to explain exactly why that's happening, and more importantly, how to fix it. Because what most people believe about concentration is completely wrong. They think they're lazy. They think they lack discipline. They think something is wrong with them. But the truth is much simpler and much more dangerous. Your ability to concentrate hasn't disappeared. It's been hijacked. And once you understand who took it and how, you can take it back. Let me start with something that might surprise you. Your brain was never designed for the world you're living in right now. It was designed for long stretches of stillness, clear goals, and meaningful rewards after effort. But modern life does the exact opposite. It bombards your brain with constant stimulation, fragmented attention, and instant gratification. And every time that happens, your brain rewires itself. Not slowly, not over decades, but every single day. Here's the first reason you can't concentrate anymore. Your brain is addicted to novelty. Every notification, every scroll, every new tab gives your brain a tiny hit of dopamine. Dopamine is not the pleasure chemical like most people think. It's the anticipation chemical. It's what makes you want to seek, click, check, and refresh. And the problem is this. When your brain gets dopamine too easily, it stops responding to slower, effort-based rewards. Reading, thinking, problem-solving, deep work. All of those become painfully boring to a brain that's used to instant stimulation. So when you try to focus, your brain isn't failing, it's protesting. It's saying, why would I do this slow, difficult thing when I know there's something more stimulating one swipe away? That's not a motivation problem, that's a conditioning problem. The second reason your concentration is broken is even subtler. Your brain no longer feels safe being bored. Silence now feels uncomfortable. Stillness feels wrong. Empty space triggers anxiety. So your brain fills the gap with thoughts, with urges, with distractions. Not because it wants to sabotage you, but because it's trying to protect you from discomfort. This is why you can't just force focus with willpower. Willpower works against temptation. It does not work against conditioning. And here's where most people make the biggest mistake. They try to fix a neurological problem with motivational advice. They tell themselves to try harder. They download productivity apps. They guilt themselves for not doing enough. And every time they fail, they reinforce the belief that they're broken. But you're not broken. You're overstimulated. And the solution is not to add more effort. The solution is to change the signals your brain is receiving. Let me explain how focus actually works. Focus is not something you turn on. It's something that emerges when 3 conditions are met: low stimulation, clear intention, and delayed reward. Remove any one of those and focus collapses. So instead of fighting distractions, you have to redesign your environment and your habits to support focus naturally. Here's the first fix, and it's the most important. You have to retrain your brain to tolerate boredom. Not eliminate distractions forever, not live like a monk, but deliberately practice moments of low stimulation. That means no phone while waiting, no background noise while working, no instant escape when something feels dull. At first, this will feel uncomfortable. Your brain will resist. Your thoughts will race. You'll feel restless. That's not a sign it's not working. That's the withdrawal phase. Just like any addiction, your brain has to relearn how to function without constant hits of stimulation. And here's the key. If you can sit with boredom without escaping it, your brain recalibrates. Slow tasks stop feeling painful. Thinking becomes easier. Focus starts to return on its own.
The second fix is to stop multitasking completely. Multitasking does not make you more productive. It trains your brain to be scattered. Every time you switch tasks, your brain pays a cognitive cost. And when switching becomes habitual, your brain loses the ability to stay with one thing long enough to reach depth. Depth is where real focus lives. So instead of doing 5 things badly, do one thing fully. One tab open, one task, one objective. Even if it feels inefficient at first, this rebuilds your attention span faster than anything else. The third fix is to create artificial constraints. Your brain focuses best when there's a clear boundary, a time limit, a defined goal, a specific outcome. Work on this for 2 hours is vague. Write 500 words in 25 minutes is precise. Precision creates urgency. Urgency creates engagement. Engagement creates focus. This is why techniques like time blocking and short work sprints are so effective. They don't rely on motivation, they rely on structure, and structure calms the brain. The fourth fix is to protect your mornings. The first hour of your day sets the tone for your attention. If the first thing you do is check your phone, scroll, react, consume, you've already told your brain that today is about responding, not creating. Instead, delay stimulation as long as possible in the morning. No social media, no news, no messages. Even 30 minutes of low stimulation focus in the morning dramatically improves your concentration for the rest of the day. Because you're telling your brain, we lead, we don't react. Now here's something most people never hear. Mental fog and poor concentration are often symptoms, not causes. Lack of sleep, poor nutrition, chronic stress, inflammation. All of these quietly sabotage your brain's ability to focus. You can have the perfect mindset, the perfect system, and still feel mentally slow if your brain chemistry is off. And this brings me to something important. If you wake up tired, if your thoughts feel heavy, if focusing feels like pushing through mud, that's not a character flaw, that's a biological signal. Your brain is asking for support. And when you give it the right support, focus becomes natural again. You stop forcing it. You stop fighting yourself. You just lock in. This is where real change happens. Not by blaming yourself, not by consuming endless tips, but by understanding how your brain works and working with it, not against it. Now, if this video is already changing how you see your concentration, here's what I want you to do next. First, like this video so more people who feel broken but aren't can see it. Second, subscribe to the channel because everything we talk about here is designed to help you regain control of your mind in a world that profits from distraction. And finally, if you want to go deeper, if you want to fix the mental fatigue, the fog, and the constant lack of focus at the root level, there's a simple next step waiting for you. Check the link below this video. It explains how to support your brain the right way so concentration, clarity, and sharp thinking stop being something you chase and start being something you live with every day. Your focus isn't gone, it's just been buried. And now you know how to uncover it.